Right. Let's get up what I need to get up. Oh, it's been a busy few days, chat. A very busy few days. But we have time for another workout. Huzzah! Okay, conclude that workout. Wonderful! I like it. Okay, I'll get my chat up in just a moment. Hello, Matty! Good to see you. I do hope you're well. Welcome to an intense ab workout. Is it gonna be fun? I'm well? Yeah, I'm doing all right. Thank you very much. Just making sure that I set everything up properly. Gonna turn my VPN off as usual. Ah, good tunes blasting in my ears. Nice. What you use a VPN for? Oh, just general protection, accessing porn without having to age verify, you know, the standard stuff. Plus, being online as much as I am, it pays to have the, what else do you get with NordVPN? You get the people going around removing your information from data brokers as well, which is quite helpful. Right. Whee. Hey. Oh yeah. Chat. We are at the torment abdominal musculature. It's gonna be awesome. That over there. Huge shield there. Hey, there's a bunny out there. A big old handsome bunny. You want to see it, chat? You want to see a big old handsome bunny? There's the big old handsome bunny. She's like 7 years old now. 6 or 7. If not older. She's very cute. Ooh. I mean, she has the none of the entire garden. Like, she has access to, quite literally, this entire space. There's the bunny, and here's her abode. It's a fairly well-off bunny, to say the least. She has tunnels and tunnels under that shed back there. She's sad right now because there's no greens on those trees. Nice, bunny. Hey. Right, we are gonna need... Damn, that's quite a streak, Darth Willow. Thank you kindly, you beautiful man. Hoi. Okay. Oh yeah. That's a nice rabbit right there. Ooh. Suppose we should warm up. Hey chat, here is my tip for you. Do not train abs in different modalities to the way you would train other skeletal muscles in order to achieve size. Right? Your abdominals, rectus abdominis, your external internal obliques, transverse abdominis, these are all skeletal muscles. Same as your biceps, your triceps, your quads, your hamstrings, your soleus, gastrocnemius, all of these muscles that we come into the gym to train to make bigger, right? They're all the same. So why do I see so many programs targeting abs that are having you do like sit-ups for a minute, people doing 30 to 50 minutes of sit-ups and holding a plank for a minute and then you're training muscular endurance, which by all means is great. If you want to train endurance, awesome, okay, fine, no problem with that. But the ones that get me are the ones that say, I get a six-pack in 30 days, or six-pack blast, or the ab blast, or whatever the hell it may be, right? Because the best way to get visible defined abs is obviously, one, lower your body fat percentage, mostly diet, some activity. But two, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. And increase the amount of water, the amount of nutrients stored in the muscle. Get a certain amount of myofibular hypertrophy at the same time, naturally. But how do we stimulate sarcoplasmic hypertrophy? Generally speaking, higher rep ranges with moderate rest. It's your 3 sets of 12, right? And we do that with the bench press, we do that with the curls. And yet for some reason there's this epidemic of ab work that has you training for endurance when you should be training for hypertrophy. It's silly. Silliness. Ooh. Okay, so don't need much of a warm-up for abdominal work because believe it or not, our abs are doing a lot of work basically all the time. In fact, if you ever completely deactivated your abs, this would happen. That's unfortunate. Hang on, I'm having some water. So, by the way, how is everyone today? You feeling good? Okay, we got hanging straight leg raises, and we're trying to do 12. Now, I'll remind people of the way that I structure a lot of my training, and particularly with regards to abs. We pick movements that stimulate our muscles at antagonistic ends of the contraction. So what I mean by that is we pick an exercise that becomes its most difficult at either the fully extended portion of the muscle. So when the muscles, take the bicep for example, we'll pick an exercise that has the most force here. This is the lengthened portion of the exercise for the biceps brachialis and the brachialis, right? So we pick an exercise like a preacher curl or a That's another good example. Adventure curl's probably the best example. Concentration curl, maybe. But the most force is felt here. Then we pick an exercise where the most force is felt here, right? So it's just a comprehensive approach, and it's why I prefer 2 exercises to 1 when approaching my training. So, in this case, we have an exercise where the most tension is in the full concentric position, so the fully contracted position of my leftus abdominis. That is where I'm feeling the most force. Whereas in the fully eccentric position, so when my abs are stretched as they are going to be in the exercise, I'm basically just standing. It's basically just muscle tone. Whew. Oh yeah. Whee! Oh, that's fun. Tell you what, I can get Lucozade. I'm not feeling good about this. It is hot in here, to be fair. By the way, Jack, diet adherence is still at basically 100%, which is awesome. Ooh. Let's see how many we can get. My word, it's hitting a lot harder than it did last week. God damn. Right. Was that 10? Interesting. Keep an eye on it. What have I done that might be making that more difficult? Maybe my form was slightly better. One thing that could be a factor, I did do a hard upper body work yesterday, and normally I have a rest day before then going into abs. But I didn't have a rest day, so I went straight from hard upper body work to now abs, which is a departure from my normal routine and could lead to a drop in performance. Keep an eye on it. Right. Whee. Am I going outside with this? Maybe. Yeah, let's go. We're switching to deficit weighted sit-ups. Oh, patch. Oh, sleep bunny. Oh. Okay. How am I going? I'm going over here. Lovely. Be nice if there was a way to remove this for this particular exercise, but I do not believe that there is. Certainly not an easy one. Okay. Okay, we'll have to keep an eye on this one, because this exercise has been becoming more and more difficult to me as of late. So what we might do is drop the weight by like 25% and focus on form again. We shall see. What's it want from us today? 21 kilos. Have to see about that. Whew. I do love this exercise. And as we talked on, it is the antagonist to our formerly agonist movements. So, whereas the hanging leg raises were challenging our musculature in a fully contracted position, this challenges our musculature when we're fully eccentric, so when it's stretched as far as it's going to get. Wee. Okay, bear with me, chat. Now that's not right. Damn it. Nope. That to that. Okay, gorgeous. I'll take that. Yeah, gorgeous. Okay, alright, let's go for the warm-up, chat. May need to adjust these supports here, which we need. Let's do that. There we go. And the other one. Okay. Fantastic. Let's shift this a little bit. Beautiful. It's actually feeling relatively good. So, huzzah! Ooh. Okay, so chat, we are going for what? 21 kilos. Let's do some quizzes at the same time, shall we? What does upper epithelium do? So the upper epithelium is involved in compartmentalization of the body, forms the skin, integument, essentially. Nice. What does cytoplasm contain? What does cytoplasm contain? Vacuoles, centrioles, ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum. Ribosomes. What else? Oh, I don't know. Golgi apparatus, and mitochondria, of course. What does nitrogenous mean? Containing nitrogen in chemical combination. Where is lymphoid connective tissue found? The thymus, spleen, tonsils, lymph nodes, small and large intestines, appendix. What is a centromere? The constricted center where two chromatids join together. It's the point at which spindle fibers attach during cell division. Lovely. Chat. See what we can do with this. Hopefully I can manage a decent amount of repetitions, because the hanging leg raises really took a dip in performance. Tell you what I'm going to do actually, just because for this exercise I have to grip with my ankles, and it does get a bit painful after you're hanging there for a long while. I might try and just wrap my ankles to protect my medial malleolus. Malleoli deserve all I love to. Come here. Lovely. Right, Alright, what are we doing here? Been a while since I've used this. What makes sense? This makes sense. Okay. Let's see, we want this on the outside, so yeah, we can do it like that. Okay, right, that should make my exercise experience more pleasant. Do you know, I think I actually prefer the pain in the ankles, just because I found it quite hard there to tell, you know, how well I was grinding, because I couldn't feel my the pressure provided by my feet as much. So it made me a bit nervous at times throughout that set. So probably, maybe we'll try with just one. I'll try it without. I think that was 11, which is a decent result. Whew. Okay, so I think, if I remember rightly, we decided that we'd drop cable and rope crunches down from like 44 kilos back to 40, and we would instead just slow down the repetitions as a way to introduce new stimulus or new progressive overload without needing to add more weight, because the actual mechanics of the movement are becoming difficult, as I'm sure you will see when we do this exercise. What does homologous mean? Homologous. Similar in evolutionary origin, but not necessarily function. Yeah. What does HZ mean? It's short for Hertz, and Hertz is amount of occurrences per second, I believe. Oh. Yeah. Hey, Dr. Willow, do you have any critiques of my fitness website when you look at it? Anything you look at and think, oh, that could be better, or it would be cool if it had this? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. Whew. Right, where going this way. Beautiful. Yeah. Whew. Okay. What is Golgi apparatus? The cell's communication network with its membrane. Golgi vesicles. Golgi apparatus. Wait, am I? Yeah, communication network of the cell to its membrane. Golgi vesicles form lysosomes. There you go. Whew. What occurs during the telophase of mitosis? Telophase of mitosis. Telophase. It's the final phase of mitosis. Hey chat, look, it's a puppy. Hello, puppy. Oh, she's pregnant, chat. Look at that big belly. She's going to have puppies. It's going to be awesome. Okay. What occurs during telophase of mitosis? Cell membrane continues to constrict in center. New nuclear membrane appears around each set of chromosomes. Spindle fibers disintegrate and centrioles replicate. Cell membrane continue to contract until two cells are formed. Nice. Okay, chat. We gonna go. Let's get it going. I wonder if there's another way of doing that exercise. Is there a way I can get a better thinking if there's a way that I can use my bench. Let's do a bit of testing, shall we, chap? So you come up with new ways to improve. If you have an idea, test it. See if it works. So what am I thinking here? The objective is get that nice, strong contraction, but ensure that we can use more weight. Here. That's not bad, actually. I kind of like that. I've got a nice cue of the handles to my knees. That's not bad. Oh, I thought it was higher. That's not bad at all. I think we're onto something. I'm going to take a picture of this setup, and this is helpful to do when you're certainly when you're working at home or even when you're working at the gym. Take pictures of the setup, like the numbers that your supports are at, or the exact layout of your setup, so that you can refer to it later if you're a bit confused and say, oh yeah, that's how I did it. It's very helpful for consistency. Wonderful. Apparently taking a photo disconnected my Bluetooth headphones. It's very sad. Oh. Good stuff. Oh wow, it crashed just about everything on my iPad. Pictures were apparently too challenging. Fair enough. Far be it from me to demand unreasonable things from my Apple device. Yeah, I got tunes back. Huzzah. Beautiful stuff, champ. Absolutely gorgeous stuff. I wasn't even counting repetitions, but that is awesome. If we can do that now, instead of doing it on our knees on the floor, we're going to be able to add a lot more weight to that, which is awesome. Really, really good. Okay, so now, chap, we are going for oblique sit-ups. Which is just sit-ups with a twist. And I don't mean like a surprise, I mean like an actual twist. We're going to do these with 7.5 kilos. Should be easy enough. Of course, we've got to get the bench back. We can manage that. Gorgeous. Put this here because we do not want this to fall over. It's a lot of things, so let's add some stabilisation to it so it doesn't have to live with injuring me. Yay! Right. Hello, Spawn. Good to see you, my fine fellow. Do join us as we're about to do some oblique sit-ups. Yeah. Rightio. So, internal and external obliques. Believe it or not, the internal oblique isn't actually more medial to the external oblique. It's just deeper. Right? The external oblique is superficial. Oh my word. Okay. Deficit sit-ups with a nice big twist. Oh. Whew. Okay. Aye. It's one side done, chat. Whew. How are you, Spawn? You doing good? Do I hope you're well? So, after we do our right oblique musculature with an eccentric modality, so stressing it at a fully stretched phase, we're then going to switch to a curl or a cable curl, which provides the greatest amount of pressure in a fully contracted position, just ensuring we attack both sides of the exercise. Does that make sense? Both sides? It's just a slightly different stimulus is all. You can go from both, and you do. Ugh. Yeah. Alright, let's do some more quizzes. What occurs during the telophase of mitosis? New nuclear membrane forms around each set of chromosomes. Spindle fibers disintegrate as centrioles replicate. Cell membrane continues to constrict in center until two cells are formed. Nice. What is a vector? So vector is a value that cannot be represented by a single scalar. So it's a magnitude and a direction. The nucleolus, chromatin, and nucleoplasm in the cell nucleus are enclosed by nuclear membrane. Yes. Oh. Alright, let's go for the night side. Ooh. Okay, so now, chat, what I might do is I might try oblique cable curls with, or cable crunches with the new bench setup, as opposed to crunching on the floor. We'll set up with the new bench and just have it as a sort of test run for the CT cable crunch, because this will be a good test. Alright, and it wants 34 kilos. Alright. Wonder if I have to make any modifications. And it felt pretty good with the previous setup, which is really nice. So let's see, we were doing That's what we're doing. Lovely. Let's weigh it down. Beautiful. And we can do this as well. Beautiful. Righty-ho, chap. This is gonna be cool. You sneaking, Darth Willow. Best of luck. Okay, so let's see. 10, 20, 30. We need 34. 2.5. 34. Okay, let's see how this feels. Although I don't know how successful the oblique variation is going to be with this bench, just because I've got the actual apparatus itself in the way. But this is why we do tests. In Warcraft, I always play Rogue, so it's part of my style. Fair enough, fine fellow. Alrighty. I wonder if this will limit my range of motion at all. It's actually more difficult on this position. It's kind of good. It's much more difficult. I'm pulling directly against the line of resistance. My goodness. Ooh. Wow, okay, that's really good. So it's actually a lot more difficult in that position, which means we can take some weight off, control it a bit more. Okay, so we've gone from 34 down to 30. We'll take a rest, and then we'll go again. Ooh. And any critique or feedback you can give about the Workout Ways site? I'm really wanting to make it the best possible thing that I can make it. So, any thoughts you have, please do share them. And heck, get on the PT Hub if you want to make a massive fitness change. Alright, let's take a rest for another minute, shall we? Do some box breathing. Okay. Cool. What is a reciprocal? 1 divided by a number. Beautiful. Alright, let's test doing oblique curves to the left, shall we? That's better. I'm surprised by how much harder this is from this position, honestly. Obliques indeed, Jack. And we've just discovered a much better way of doing my cable crunches by actually sitting on this bench instead of just doing it on the floor. So it means that next time I puncture this exercise, I'll be able to go up to like 44 kilos again, or probably not because it's much harder, but I'll be able to press a lot more than I could before, just because when I was doing 44 kilos on the floor, the actual mechanics of the pull were really difficult because my knees were coming off the floor as I was pulling, whereas with this weighted bench with the plates on it, you know, that's not going to happen, so I'm going to really be able to perform the exercise as intended. Plus, it's a lot harder for some reason sitting here than it was on the floor. Whew. Let's do 1 minute of box breathing, shall we? Rightio. Now the right obliques. Humpa lumpa do bad dee dee. It's been a while, did you miss me? Hello, Info Master. I'm a qualified PT now. Yay! And the Workout Wins website is sexy. Okay. Chat. I'm easing in slowly while my feet hurt. Abs is one I can still do most. Oh, neat. Thanks, Infomaster. I'm starting a new PT job on Tuesday. A gym in Reading, so that should be fun. Aye. Okay. Right then, chat. That's gonna be it for me. For this workout. My plan currently is I'm gonna go and have a rest, maybe get a bit more website design done. By the way, check out Workout Ways in the meantime. Do check out some of the plans on the PT Hub. I thoroughly recommend engaging with some of the material that I got on there. Fitness can and will change your life. If you commit a bit of time to it, it's awesome. I will be back. When will I be back? I will be back in an hour and a half, around there, at 8:30 my time. And I will be doing some... what the heck will I be doing? I don't know, Lethal Company or Cloud Control, I'll work it out. We'll see, Lethal Company or Subnautica, I mean. Oh, but yeah, thank you so much. Please, please, please check out Workout Ways. It is such a passion of mine, and I'd love to be helping out more people on there. Appreciate your time, and yeah, very well. Bye.